Good evening, Proneet. Welcome back to Cricket Analysis by CNE. We have had some time to think about it. We have been quite hot-headed for the last 2, 3 days, looking at the result of what happened at the second Test match at Guwahati between India and South Africa. And to be very sure of it, I think in one word, how we can put it to be, it's disappointing, really disappointing. In the preview video, we talked about how this series, if 2-0 happens, then how Gigi should be sacked and a complete change of Indian cricket should happen. We said it jokingly. We didn't expect that would happen. We really thought it wouldn't happen, like New Zealand did it to us. But here we go. India go through another whitewash, something that our fathers haven't seen in their lifetime. It's something which is really unique to our lifetime. So,
Yeah,
Puneet, first thoughts about this, because we have a lot in our mind, of course. We have a lot in our mind, but we are cool headed now. We can take this part by part. Let's talk about it. What were your first thoughts after the match got over?
I think the match in India's situation in the whole match was a complete mess. If I had to say in one word, it was a complete mess around the situation, and I would say it was just like first thing when I was seeing South Africa batters scoring 400 and Indian batters collapsing at 120s, 130s. So that was really like shocking to see because at this point of time, I think this is the best 11 India can think of right now. Probably this is the best 11. At least bowling wise, this is the best. So that is it. A few changes here and there should not affect this much. I think the magnitude is like the magnitude of difference is huge, huge. So that is like really disappointing from them.
So, what would you account this loss to be? A batting collapse, or was it poor bowling, or was it just all departments South Africa were just better than us?
All departments, South Africa were way better than us because in India, I don't think so. We have ever seen in our lives. You and I have been watching cricket for over a decade now. So I don't think so. In our lives, we have seen in any match in India, the opposition spinners have done well or better than the Indian spinners. The charts I was seeing, everything, all the stats in this series, where we used to see Ashwin, Jadeja, Akshar Patel, whoever it was, they were way ahead of the opposition spinners or the traveling spinners. Well, here we see Harvard and Keshav Maharaj way ahead in all the stats compared to Akshar Patel, Jadeja, Washington Sundar, Kuldeep Yadav, all of them. So the best spinner in our side in this series was Jadeja in the wickets column. So that is how you can see that it was a complete mess.
Yeah, and you don't expect this kind of a performance by India by any margin. I mean, I don't think even our forefathers would have thought of India to be losing this badly. I think this test match was the largest defeat in a test match, both away and at home by runs, largest defeat by margin. So to see in the Indian team like this, and especially what I've noticed in my in when I was a test match, I saw this test match with a lot of heaviness in my heart because I really didn't want to watch it, looking at the brand of cricket being played by India. But even so, being a cricket lover, I wanted to watch as to what could be the problem of the Indian management, or what could be the whole problem of the Indian team. Because as much as you can criticize, of course, the Indian management, you can criticize one guy, Gautam Gambhir, because everyone is targeting at him right now. Because, well, 2-0 loss and then 3-0 loss under his watch, it's something that really shouldn't happen and not expected, really, of someone who is the Indian head coach. So that is there. But see, even though if Gautam Gambhir is a head coach, even though if you see whatever internal politics or something is there inside the dressing room, at the end of the day, you see the kind of players that are playing. These players are match winners. Despite the management, despite whatever chopping and changing, we can put that all aside at the moment. Whatever is there, they're basically match winning players. You see the whole 11, they have won matches for India out of nowhere. Now to see them completely distort like this, to see them completely clueless as to what to do with the body language being absolutely distraught, their body, their shoulders hanging, they don't know what to do. The South African coach saying that we wanted to really grovel India um inside their own territory. I mean, what's happening?
I would like to give you a certain example. I would like to give you a situation. So, what would happen if there is a class teacher and you see somebody getting 100 out of 100, and that guy getting scolded badly in front of the whole class by the teacher, that he made some mistake, but the teacher did not see them. That's why he got 100 out of 100. The teacher scolded him very badly. So, and put him into detention or something. So these kind of situations happen in front of you all, in front of you, and then you go on to take your answer script and you get a 96. So you will still be hell lot scared because you saw what happened with the guy who got 100. So if we compare this situation right now, is backing players is very important. I feel right now in this dressing room, the feeling over there is we are seeing every match there is 2 to 4 changes happening. So none of the players are safe. Nobody is safe in the side. So I think that runs in the back of their mind that we saw Sarfaraz Khan scoring a 150 and still not getting picked for the future series. Even even barring Australia, due to some tactical reasons, I can still agree on that. But in the home season also, he did not get back. He played 2 series against England and New Zealand. He did not get back. He had excellent series there. So if something like this keeps on happening, then all of the players have this worry, have this tension in the back of their mind, and that affects their game. That puts extra pressure on them. Like we have you seen a single batter from position number 3 to position number 11? Leave 11. Position number 3 to 8. There have been 6 to 7 players playing in each of the positions since September 2024. If these kind of things keep happening, then players will have this insecurity in them, or rather, this they won't have the toughness, or they won't have the even cushion. Both these things, toughness and cushion, these things are very important in a player's mind. So I think that is where even the lack of intensity we have seen in the game. When you and I both saw that there was something lacking in the game, even when India were fielding. So that defensive approach, all of these things, I think this is because of the difference in the dressing room culture, I would say. So that has to play a major role in this, I would say. And also, like Gautam Gambhir deserves a lot of. I think the Gautam Gambhir deserves a criticism here, but I feel a major part of the criticism should be saved for the selection committee as well, Ajit Agarkar as well, because I don't think so. Gautam Gambhir has that much power to influence the selection committee. Selection committee selects the teams for all the series, and they have taken a lot more bad decisions than Gambhir, I have to say. So I think both of the sides needs to be reviewed. So I think that is what the BCCI needs to look on.
Yeah, but all your points are correct. I mean, we have been professing this since the start of the CNE channel. To be very honest, that topping and changing is not working. These are really very bad signs for India coming into Test cricket, because as well as the series came out to be in England, where we played, it went out to 2-2. Both teams played average cricket. I have to admit, both teams played average cricket. It was it was at the point of who played worse cricket, and I feel England played worse
To
cricket, and
recap,
that's how we got to, huh? And that's why we got to 2-2, because this looked like a place where we could have really put England at such a bad place where we could have won 4-0 or something. We could have won two matches out of them, out of the 4-5 matches that have been played. So, seeing that kind of place around there, and of course, chopping and changing and insecurity of the dressing room, we all agree. We have all seen that for a long time. But can that really be the only reason how that could lead to such a defeat like this at home, despite Indian being such a juggernaut of a team? Leave out the kind of insecurity. Yes, I mean, you have a fear. Even I would have been at fear if I said that, okay, if I don't score 100 in the next game, I'm going to get dropped. Agreed. I'm going to have that kind of fear. But that cannot lead to such a defeat at such a big margin, including players like Pant, Jadeja, Rahul. Fine, I can talk about Sai Sudarshan being under pressure. I can talk about Gill. I can talk about the new players coming into the side being under pressure. But people who are in the side that cannot be dropped. Gill, Rahul, Yashasvi, Jaiswal, Pant, Jadeja, Bumrah, Siraj. What happened? And Kuldeep. Let me go to Kuldeep as well. Kuldeep Yadav, Washington Sundar. They are here in the side. Five, six of them are still there. You can see the shuffling happening with the 3 4 players, the other 3 4 players that are shuffling. We can continuously see that in the scale of 1 to 2 years. We have been seeing that and we have been criticizing that. But to see this kind of a defeat has, I think it has more to it than actual just mismanagement of the team, because it really cannot be that just chopping and changing can lead to this kind of a problem, because we have seen chopping and changing before by other teams. We have seen that it wasn't successful, but it cannot lead to two whitewashes. So what could really be the reason? That is what my question is. One of the reasons that I have thought of is, I've seen that legends, experts, and people who have played cricket for India, Ajinkya Rahane, Ravichandran Ashwin, Murli Vijay, you name it, so many people who are at YouTube channels right now. I mean, YouTube is a platform to talk about after they retire. AB de Villiers is himself as well. They have talked about how this could have been possible. Ajinkya Rahane, I'm quoting him, not exactly, but I'm telling what he has told. He said that the kind of pitches that have been that have been created by the BCCI in first class matches is very different to what the kind of pitches are being played at in international matches. So it is foreign. It is a foreign pitch to both nations. Then it's like a neutral turf. What it's something that is big problem to Indian cricket, because I feel like this result has come not just because of mismanagement. It's far beyond that. It's not just Gautam Gambhir and his selection committee. It's there. That is a problem that we have been seeing for a long time. And we have not been seeing the best results. I'm not seeing bad results as such. I'm not seeing the best results as we expect from them. But seeing whitewashes like these at home has a lot more to it. One more thing I want to say is the influence of white ball cricket and the less importance of first class cricket. Again, Tony, you told me about the selection committee, right? You see that the selection committee is choosing players out of IPL performances or white ball performances. What about players like Sarfaraz Khan? What about players like Abhimanyu Ishwaran? What about players who have been playing for so long? What about players like Amal Muzumdar, who have been playing for Bengal for like decades long or something? We have been seeing Ranji Trophy, we have been seeing SMAT. I mean, yes, you can, of course, you can put a T20 aside based on IPL performance, because IPL is a really tough league. T20 performance, I agree. To an extent, ODI cricket as well, ठीक है, it's white ball cricket, you can get some striking players. Agreed. Test cricket, how can you get how can you get really test cricket into an influence of IPL inside it? Right? What do you think?
I think this is the biggest selection fraud that has been happening. I think this has been happening since a long time in India. A
Yeah, I
lot of
don't think it's
players
just
have been
Gambhir or
selected.
Ajit Agarkar's committee. It's a culture that has been
Uh,
creating for the last decade, I think. Because in Test cricket, it's not just been the Gambhir era that this has been happening.
but you see, even you and I have observed, and a lot of passionate cricket fans have observed that the quality of cricket in IPL has also degraded. It has degraded the quality of cricket in IPL. And especially with all the new rules and all, it has just been like hitting on flat pitches. That is it. So if you look at that, and right now selecting players from IPL for test on Sai Sudarshan got the orange cap. He got into the test side. Meanwhile, like Karun Nair, I really don't understand like the selection. Karun Nair got some 1,500 runs in the home tracks in the domestic pitches, and he did not get back for a home season. So I was not expecting these kind of results. And if you compare like I don't think so. Even players who do well in SMET, the T20 domestic league, they don't even get selected in the T20 side. All everybody who gets selected in the T20 side is from the IPL, ODI, T20, Test cricket, everything is IPL. Now, the quality of bowlers or batters or whatever be it, I think the priority wise, it should be Ranji Trophy. It was Ranji Trophy. I don't know how it went from Ranji Trophy to IPL, but it should never have been IPL. It should never have been IPL. But if you look at that, I think it's beyond cricket now. It's marketing at this point of time.
Exactly.
Cricket is disrespected now. I feel the essence of the game is being lost here in this kind of mismanagements.
Yeah. And I mean, you see how South African players are. I see, no comparison. I'm not going to compare BCCI to the South African board. But you see South African players going all around the world playing domestic leagues. You see the county championship here. They're always present. They're always playing those kind of cricket. I'm talking about Simon Harmer, who is one of the best players for South Africa this series, or I mean the strike player of South Africa this series more so. I mean, he's one of the sole reasons why South Africa won this series on the first hand. Like we both saw it in either Eden Gardens itself, and we knew that well, Simon Harmer is going to be a very big challenge. He's bowling very well and he's bowling consistently. How did that happen? We have seen his track record. He has bowled around 20 overs on the trot in county championship on dead wickets where there's no spin available. He has been bowling consistently there, getting wickets, and then coming here and playing on helpful tracks. It's going to be way easier for him to get wickets, especially on a Indian team who has been selected on the base of IPL. And I think it was a pot, a water pot that has been simmering for a long period of time. It was just waiting for it to burst open. And I feel like in Gautam Gambhir was facing of course he's facing the wrath of it, and I mean deservingly so because you're changing the team as much as you want. That's not fair, but still, I think it's unfair on the in an extent that I feel like Gautam Gambhir is being blamed too much as well, because how much power does one person have to change the entire team? If that is so, you have to change the entire culture of the team. If you can't have one person completely ruining the team, and as much as we criticize Gautam Gambhir, he's at the end of the day an Indian. He's as much egoistic or whatever we call him. At the end of the day, he's Indian. He's trying to do what's best for the team. That's what he thinks. Now, if he's right or wrong, that's different. But whatever he's doing, trying to do is going for the best of the team. Now, whatever's happening behind the scenes, that is completely overlapping, and now coming to such a stage where the truth is in front of us. You're not getting players from Ranji Trophy inside the test lineup, but you're getting Sai Sudarshan in. No hate to Sai Sudarshan again, but it's unfair on Sarfaraz Khan. It's unfair on Karun Nair. It's unfair on so many people. Like so many people who have been performing. We know these names because we've been seeing them in IPL. I'm seeing because they have been playing for a long period of time. Unrecognizable players, like small players from railways, from Maharashtra, from Kashmir, who have been doing so well, have been performing consistently. They're not even getting recognized. That's completely a sham. Like it's completely a shame on Indian first class cricket. You're completely, I mean, disrespecting them in a whole extent, which is, I mean, no words really. You're not. That is, I think that's one of the extent of this results really.
I think, I cannot move on from Gambhir here, so I have to talk about this. Gambhir once said that Test cricket should be selected from Ranji Trophy, ODI cricket from VHT, Vijay Hazare, and T20 from Syed Mushtaq Ali and IPL. Gautam only quoted this. I think we all have seen that a part of the interview. So now he is not selecting players from Ranji Trophy itself. So it's quite hypocrite. It's quite a hypocrite remark now. But also, I think it's the question about a single person changing the whole situation of the Indian team. I think have you ever seen times like this when none of the players are performing? None of the players. Like
You
have you
can
ever
never see
seen times
that.
like this? It can be happening one or two players and having a bad day or something, a bad series. I don't think so. It has ever happened that all the players in the side are having a bad day at the office every day, each and every match. So I don't know what the exact situation is. All we can point out to is like mismanagement and morale down. That is it. I don't think so. We can go beyond that. We don't know what's exactly happening inside the dressing room. But you look at the mentality itself is very demoralizing because at the end of the day, he gives excuses in the press conference. That feels bad from the Indian head coach itself. Like we said, the Indian team is going through transition in both batting and spin department. So I don't the spin department. There is a transition. I don't see the transition in spin department. Jadeja and Akshar Patel there for 10 years or more. Washington Sundar with 6 years of experience. Who else is there? Kuldeep Yadav since 2018. I didn't see any transition. Have we never won matches without Ashwin? Have we never done that? I don't know what is happening. And if we talk about young teams, if we talk about youngsters, if we talk about lack of experience, you should look at the England series held in 2024. We defeated this England side 4-1 at home, and we could have easily demolished them in England. How the pitches played out in that manner, we could have easily demolished them. 4-1 at least. The result should have been 4-1. So I think, the difference was, I think, the mentality they made. That was, you have to go through a certain process. That is what the previous coaches went through. Rahul Dravid, he coached India A, he coached India under 19, he coached an IPL team, he coached domestic teams. He has done all that. He coached at the NCA. Gambhir came directly into the team as a mentor of KKR and then suddenly barging into the as the head coach. You can blame him, can blame his mismanagement, but no, all it takes is one man, I think. All it takes is one man. Because
I don't think
at
I
the
don't
end of
agree with
the
you on
at the
this, because he didn't himself barge in. It was he was selected by the committee. He's came to do his job. We can say it's inexperience. BCCI has changed rules or something like that, where you come with a head coach with no prior experience. And I mean, see, that's why I'm not blaming Gambhir too much at that point. Yes, of course, press conferences, etc. You can say his double standard of talking. That is something controversial. His controversial way of going about things we have been seeing for a long period of time. Since the start of his cricketing career, he has been a pretty controversial guy. Agreed. Then, if you're giving him that kind of job, who do you blame? Do you blame the person taking the job, or do you blame the person who is offering the job? That is one of the main points as well. You're going on trolling Gambhir all day, but you're not targeting the main culprit, which is the BCCI. You have seen BCCI you have seen the BCCI making the IPL window even bigger by getting 10 teams involved and getting a 3 month gap inside the whole year for complete shutting down international cricket. That's the kind of power they have. And then you're saying that the test cricket side is not doing good. The test cricket side, you have to change it a bit. Where is the test cricket going on? You have to see the kind of like it's a dying format, and BCCI has the capability to make it uplifted. As so many things are to be mentioned, like making prior stadiums, you have to make proper pitches. First off, you have to make pitches that are similar to domestic tracks. You can't make pitches that are completely alien to domestic tracks. Then the people who are used to, how will you get home advantage then? You've seen the Shastri Dravid era, or like leave the past alone, because past is past. I don't care. I don't really think about the past anymore, because we have to look at the present problem here. You're alienating domestic tracks with actual tracks being played at international level. So how do you feel? How will the players like completely accommodate themselves there? It's like the same thing. Aiden Markram and Ravindra Jadeja feel like these are alien tracks. They are both trying to adapt here. It's not like a home advantage. It's more of a neutral pitch then for them. And to be very honest, and this is Guwahati's first test. It's the first test playing in Guwahati. It's not like they're playing at a stadium that they've been playing for so many years and they've been bowling here for so many years. They know how to go about it. It's an alien track for them as well. So that is one point. Second point I feel like is, see, to see if you see the kind of performance, win loss is part of it. I think Ravi Ashwin, what he has said, I think was beautiful. He said win loss is part of the game. You have to see in the future as to how this loss can hurt. That is what's important. It doesn't matter now how it happened, because it has happened now. What Ashwin talked about in, suppose, in 2012 after the England series loss, where Monty Panesar, James Swan completely swept through the Indian side, Ashwin felt hurt. He said that I will retire the day India loses another home series, and he worked hard for it. He's like one of the pillars of Indian cricket today, where he has literally held home dominance. And when India lost 3-0 afterwards in the Australian series, he retired. He kept his word. He said that we want such characters to come. Now, who will be the character? We don't know. It could be external, could be internal, could be the same playing 11 where they played, or could be some external person being affected by this. You have to see some fight in this. And you see so much of white ball being cricket. The next test match India play is 1 year later. 1 year later almost. Will we forget about this? Will we forget about the 2-0, saying that, oh, okay, ho gaya, oh, some freak incident happened. Okay, we lost 1-2-0. Now we come here after 1 year and we play. I don't, if that's forgotten, then Indian cricket can't be saved, because we have to accept that Indian cricket today is average. Test cricket, I'm saying. Test cricket is average. We have to accept that. We have to go forward from it, right? You're trying to say something, I think.
I think, there has been a hell lot of T20s being played here and there. First of all, for a T20 tournament, which we play IPL each and every year, I think even before the 2020 Four T20 World T20I series before. I don't think so. We played this amount of T20I series before, even before the 2024 World Cup, because IPL, as IPL itself is enough T20 practice for at least 7 8 months at a single go. And then if you reduce ODI and Test cricket, which has already been dying now, so when was the last time we saw a 5 match test series at home continuously being played? Like two to three 5 match series or 4 match series consecutively. We have never seen that in recent times. In recent times, we see one 4 match or 5 match series in a year. One. Well, I think even in ODIs, when was the last time we saw a 5 match ODI series? I don't remember it. We don't remember that. ODIs and Test cricket increasingly being played improves one's character in the game, and one's skill set can be improved through the longer formats of the game and not the T20I format. I think for the T20I format, the exposure, the experience, everything IPL has given, and other players play the domestic format, the Shahid Mushtaq Ali Trophy, and there we have a lot of Indian veterans playing there as well. So I think there is all the exposure in the world there for all the youngsters or all the players there in the domestic circuit. I don't think so any five match T20 series a lot more required to be played. Even before the T20I World Cup, I feel 3 match T20I series at max. That is it. I don't think so. Watching from a spectator point of view and from a player point of view, both ways, watching and playing a 5 match ODI series or 5 match Test series is much more, much more. eh, First of all, it is more enjoyable. First of all, from spectator point of view, and second, from a player point of view, it is much better to improve your skill set. So BCCI has, BCCI is the richest cricket board by a huge margin. It has some 200 to 300 crore of net worth. So I don't think so. Why it cannot reduce T20 and also you talk about the pitches. You talk about the pitches. India has some 30 odd grounds in the country right now, and we don't know in which ground we will play the next Test match or the next ODI match. Well, in the test format, everybody agrees that there should be 5 test centers in India. I think in
Five to
every
six,
country
so
there are
something around.
5 test centers, and you need to make the players have a cushion in the home grounds and have that home advantage. Without home advantage, you have nothing. It's like every match is a WTC final. So
Yeah.
with neutral surroundings. So that is really useless. And on the other hand, if you want to play ODI cricket as well, ODI cricket as well, play at match at the B grounds. That is it. In all the C grounds, like all the the Raipur and all these type of grounds. These type of grounds require Raipur, Thiruvananthapuram. These type of grounds are good enough for T20Is. Small grounds, flat pitches. Play T20Is in those stadiums. Don't bring a lot of T20Is into the mainstream stadiums unless there is a big tournament or something else. That is it. Because we play enough T20 in those grounds during the IPL.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you completely that you need to. I think BCCS, it's greed taking over the whole thing, saying that we have to put market value. T20 is way more marketable. That's why they're playing it more, etc., etc. And then we're reducing test cricket. Okay, one thing is you want to market, you have to generate profit. I agree. You have to make money at the end of the day. Money is the game changing part of the whole world. Agreed. Then what do you want? You have to find solutions. You can't say you can't excuse test losses like these, humiliating test losses, by the way, humiliating, absolute humiliation, test losses, by the way. You can't really say supplement these with something that okay, we want money, that's why we are playing more T20 cricket. Okay, you want to play T20 cricket, play T20 cricket. Play ODI cricket, play ODI cricket, like in a very small margin. Fine. Then separate them. Separate a white ball. India should be separated into two things. You have to suggest solutions now, right? You have to separate into two parts. Some it will be a complete different management, or only one, two players from the test side can go and play white ball cricket. A complete different side where he plays white ball cricket and a completely different coaching setup. For example, if you want to sack Gambhir from Test cricket, do it. Then put him in the ODI T20 setup because he's not been doing bad in it. It's still fine. We don't have complaints against it. You have to put it there, do it there. Put a completely different test juggernaut side in front, saying that, giving them the message that you'll only play test cricket now and you're going to open for us. You're going to play a three down for us or something like that. Give that kind of thing, that you have to separate, you have to segregate that. If you want to put that, if you want to play the same test team in the ODI setup, in the T20 setup, their technique will get ruined because you need different techniques to play ODI cricket and T20 cricket. You can't play with the same technique. You can't play with a good defense in T20 cricket. That's not possible anymore. Without, you can't play a good, you can't be a good hitter and play in test cricket. That should not happen. It's happening. That should not happen. So segregate it. I think that's one of the main suggestions I have. Another fact is you have a year to figure out stuff. You have a year to figure out what to do, because now the test cricket team has a lot of open spaces. What I can see, the whole middle order is open for takings, except for Ravindra Jadeja and Rishabh Pant. All other spots except opening, of course. Jaiswal, Rahul, Gill, Pant, Jadeja, four batsmen are there. Three more are just vacant spots. If you want to back Washington Sundar for one down, back him completely. Back him. Don't put him at eight down again. Don't put him at eight down where he doesn't deserve to play. He's a way better batsman than that. He is not a batsman. He's the highest run scorer for the entire Indian team, and he has played the most amount of deliveries as well. So you know that he has a good defense. Play him at number three. Then you have to say, okay, he's a very good batsman. Play him at number three and back him in that. Then the other spots, get Sarfaraz Khan and or get Abhimanyu Iswaran or like someone from domestic cycle who has been playing Test cricket for a long period of time to get in that setup, because Iswaran doesn't play IPL. I don't think he plays IPL. You have to. He only focuses on Test cricket. Get him there, no, because he has been playing for such a long period of time, and we have been joking about him, saying that कि यार ये तो बस स्कोरिंग कर रहा है, ये बस यहाँ पे जा रहा है, घूम रहा है बस टीम सब घूम रहा है, मैं भी कुछ
We
डालूं.
had some, we had somebody named Cheteshwar Pujara who did not
हाँ.
play IPL for the sake of Test cricket. So
Yeah.
I think we need that kind of Test matches in the Indian team. But I don't know what is stopping the BCCI, the selection committee, and Gautam Gambhir from bringing in somebody that character, because you talk about Rahul Dravid and then Pujara succeeding him in that very position at number three. So I think somebody like a Ishwaran or a Sarfaraz needs to play in that position. Or you talk about any name out there in domestic cricket doing very well. First of all, bring Abhimanyu Ishwaran. He's the next best player who deserves a chance. He's been there in the team for
Yeah.
3 years right now and did not get a chance, and he got dropped. I don't know what wrong he did. I think he made a bad coffee or something. That's why he was dropped. So I don't know.
गौतम गंभीर को पसंद नहीं आया कि आप थोड़ा शुगर डाल दिए. शुगर मुझे पसंद नहीं. आई लाइक माई कॉफी ब्लैक. I mean, see, jokes apart, it's really disappointing to see, and I really hope at the end of the day that this is a wake up call. I don't mind whitewashes. Losses happen, wins happen, and sport is a part of the game. It won't ever, as Dhoni said, we can no record can ever be still. It can never be still in the sense that okay, this record will hold enter for the rest of our lives. It won't happen. India's dominance would end at one point of time, but at the end, who comes out of it? Like you used to tell me about this script, no? That hard times create strong men. This is a hard time now. Who is going to be the strong man? Is it going to be the captain? Is it going to be some other player who's going to come up? Who's going to be? That is our question. So that is there. Now, what could be the next big thing? I don't know. But I really hope there is some change in Indian cricket, really, in this whole place at the end of the day. So that is what my suggestion would be. What would be your suggestion at the whole cusp of it?
Yes, I think at the end of the day, it is about assigning the right roles and backing those player in those roles. That is what the major or important part about managing a test side is. Like we saw that no matter who did well in which position in white ball, T20 or ODI, Cheteshwar Pujara always remained in that number three position. Rahul Dravid always remained in that number three position. Virat Kohli, Rahane, and the middle order was like unchanged no matter what happened everywhere else. So I think this kind of a thing is needed right now as well, because we see about how many players are playing. Like it's all musical chairs going on. Let's be honest, it's all musical chairs going on everywhere. So I think the solution is like, you have to try. You have to try. You have to try and get one or two players. I don't think so. You really have to try. You have those names right in front of you. You have three to four players playing excellent in domestic cricket in Ranji Trophy, and you can easily pick them out and play in the team. I feel, if you talk about Karun Nair, yes, Karun Nair is an option, but his age might be an issue of what everybody is talking about. Even if we don't consider the age, I think performance is what matters. If there is no performance, then doesn't matter. It is 32 or 22. So you pick Ishwaran, you pick Sarfraz Khan, you pick Ruturaj Gaikwad, whoever does well in that circuit, even a Prithvi Shaw, if he does very well he has been doing decent in his comeback in the domestic circuit. So if he does very well, he also deserves a chance because you have to build a compact lineup and back those players. If you don't back those players, you don't get a solid team. Why Gambhir has achieved results in ODIs and even in T20s because he inherited a solid team that was made by Dravid. And Dravid inherited a solid team made by Shastri and made a few changes that were required. Don't make changes if not required. That is the main thing. Test matches and T20s are not the same. If you have one bad result, if you have two bad results, don't change the lineup, don't change the players. Back the players, play the players in the same position. India lost a lot of matches in the starting of the Kohli Shastri era or Kohli Dravid era. India faced a lot of backlashes in the starting times, but they backed their players, and that's what happened. Backing players bears fruitful results. So I think that is what is required now to build a compact lineup, to build a solid lineup. I have been saying this from day one. So that is what is needed. You need to pick the right players and back the right players. That is it. That is the simple formula to success in Test cricket.
Great point, Proneet, and excellently said whether if you have to create a complete batting setup. What my point is that you cannot, like, I mean, India will never be short of batting talent whatsoever. We have test talents, we have ODI, we have T20 talents. We'll never be short of it. We have so much of people in this country. We have so much of talents all around. Every state will find some talent that can be capable enough to play for India. You can't select everyone, of course. That is there. But we'll never be short of batting talent. So batting is not the problem. You have to select the right kind of players. You can't select the white ball players to play test cricket. It's not like it's their fault. I'm not saying they have bad technique or they're not capable. It's because of the practice they have. At the end of the day, it's practice. It's the most basic and most important thing of cricket at the end of the day. Practice in any department, if not just cricket, in any criteria of life. Practice is important. And if you're practicing white ball cricket, play white ball cricket. Don't come to test cricket because test cricket is a whole another ball game at the end of the day. It's a completely different colored ball at the end of the day. So you cannot put white ball players like suppose only at max if you see like Gill and Jaiswal can play two formats because they have the talent and they are assigned to do so. Fine, understood. But not the whole test side is playing white ball cricket, right? You can't. You have to segregate. You have batting talents. If they are playing good white ball cricket, play white ball cricket. Like BCCI have done excellently with Surya. Surya, they have tried it in ODI cricket. He has not done well. He is now completely focusing on T20 cricket. Give him that role and he's happy with that. That's it. That's there. You can't come in and get him into test cricket right now because that's not his practice. He's not been practicing for that. Same thing for the test side. Practice the kind of cricket that you want to play in international cricket. And BCCI needs to set that kind of boundary. Enough said about batting because it's, I think everyone has said their own point of views. I'm coming to the bowling department, which hasn't changed as much as I want to say. Bumrah, Siraj, Kuldeep, Washington, Jadeja, Aksar, they haven't changed as much. And whatever chopping and changing we have seen in this whole tenure of Gambhir, we have not seen a lot of changes by the bowling department. We have seen a pretty standard bowling department. And we have still seen pretty average performance by the bowling department. We have seen them not bowling long spells. We have seen them not being having enough rip to take the wickets. Of course, they have won against West Indies, Bangladesh, but they're low ranked teams. They are not teams that you want to compare with India. Compare South Africa with India, compare New Zealand, compare Australia, compare England. Not those teams. They're not at the best of the cricket right now. Do you think that these people not getting the long overs, they have the talent. I'm not Kuldeep Yadav is an excellent bowler. Everybody is an excellent, like they are one of the finest bowlers. Still, they haven't done well. Do you think, Proneet, that they need to get the same kind of treatment that the batsmen should be getting? Like Bumrah, don't play T20 ODI cricket for now. It's not on your focus. Play Test cricket. Focus on Test cricket and build up your Test game. Or Kuldeep Yadav for most. Like Kuldeep Yadav, if you don't play T20 right now, play the last T20 series with New Zealand. Don't have to play with South Africa right now. Focus on go to domestic cricket. Play Test cricket. Bowl long spells. Because I see that in all departments we have been outplayed and we have been focusing completely on the batting. Focus on the bowling as well. We need to get 20 wickets. In test cricket, you need 20 wickets to win. Runs don't win you test matches. 20 wickets get you to win test matches. You need to get them out twice. And if you can't get them out twice, even on flat decks, like I'm going to quote Ravi Shastri again. भाड़ में जाए pitch. हम कहीं पे भी खेले, we have to get 20 wickets. It's not possible to win a test match without getting 20 wickets. We have to focus on that. And I'm very disappointed to see that in this match we haven't fought. That वो होता है ना, that मतलब that kind of grit you have कि ठीक है, I'm way behind the ball game. Can happen. It has happened with the Shastri and Dravid era as well. We have seen that he first test we have lost badly, or we have lost suffered an innings defeat in India. We have. It's not like we haven't. We have. But they bounced back. They won the next two matches in a row in quite a dominant fashion. That's why they've been so successful at home. You need to have that kind of fire in you. And we haven't seen that at all. After losing the first test match coming here, you need to have that fire. Like I've seen that South Africa 250 for six. How can they go to 489? How can they go for how can they have 200 more runs in there? So, I mean, that is what my point of thing is that the bowling department is also being average. They're being sidelined, but they're also being average. You need to focus on getting them into play, believing. The team needs belief that we have to do. And it's the player's responsibility to have that kind of set of belief. Yes, selection, coaching, whatever, whatever, whatever. Throw it out of the window. You've been given an opportunity, play according to the opportunity and get the kind of results. I think that's what I really believe. I think you've said, Proneet, that chopping and changing has really been disturbing to the team's management and the will of the team. Happens. It happened. It's, I mean, you can't disagree to that, but you can't really disagree to the fact that when you are given an opportunity to play for India, you can't really give it up, right? You have to fight for it. You have to fight for that place. Like I really hope that in the last day we saw some fight for a draw. We have seen some very average cricket too. I mean, I think the pitch was still good enough to bat on for the whole day. We didn't see any application except for Sudarshan, who played like 120 balls. No one's lasted for more than 50, 60 balls. That's what I think. What do you think?
You know, previously, like, previously, I really want to say this that India has always played in home conditions as well. India has always played with three proper pacers and two spinners, and a bare minimum of four proper bowlers. So if you play four pure bowlers, they will give you long spells. They will give you long spells. So in this whole lineup, we see two bowlers, that is Bumrah and Siraj, and Kuldeep Yadav being the third proper pure bowler. So if you play all-rounders, and you don't have all-rounders like Jadeja and Ashwin, who can give you that 25 over spell always. So we now just have Jadeja. So even Akshay Patel can't give you long spells. But this lineup, this Indian bowling lineup is the best Indian bowling that exists. You cannot think of any other alternative from this lineup. The only exclusion that is eye catching is Shami. That is it. Even if Shami comes in, this is still the best bowling lineup that you can have. You cannot do anything else with the bowling lineup now. And you talked about longer spells, bowling longer spells. For bowling longer spells, you need to play more of the longer formats. You need to play more ODIs. You at least play more ODIs. Because there you bowl 10 over spells and your first is almost a 5 to 6 overs. Even if you play that much of white ball cricket, played in international, played in domestics, that will help you a lot. Last 2 years, Bumrah has played only Test match and IPL. The last ODI he played was the ODI World Cup 2023, and he has been having injury. He has been having injury concerns. That is right, but even after coming back from injury, if you don't play the longer formats, like Siraj did, I was really happy for Siraj that after he was excluded from the national side, he went to the domestic circuit. He improved his game. He fought for the longer overs. He bowled 8 over spells. He bowled 10 over
Exactly.
spells, being a fast bowler. That is really tough, and he showed his class in the England series. He in the England series he showed the fire that he had within him. He showed all the practice that he had with the new ball, with the old ball, everything. So that is what playing domestic cricket, having more practice. That is what practice makes a man. That is why practice makes a man perfect. So the circuit needs to play more and more of domestic cricket, and if not domestic cricket, play longer formats at least. At least whom you are targeting in the test side, the bowler's point of view. Play them more in ODI format. But, I don't want to bring past much, but I have to bring it again. In the past, Jasprit Bumrah, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandra Ashwin, you talk about Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, you talk about Hardik Pandya for some amount of time. These few bowlers, the major part of the bowling, Umesh Yadav, major part of the bowling department played all three formats consistently. Even playing all three formats consistently helps you in maintaining your stamina for longer overs, giving your best for longer overs. So you need to have a few all format players that is majorly in the bowling department. That is majorly in the bowling department. You need to have a few all like Machitrana, please. Don't take me wrong. And that is a complete different point of view. But you are getting what I'm trying to say. So that is it. That is it. You need to nurture your bowlers. You cannot just say some things like that. You cannot force players to play domestic cricket. At the end of the day, everybody is being fit by this before the start of IPL. I'm just tired of the hearing this that player suffers an injury and the headline the next day is XYZ player is supposed to be fit before IPL. He will start playing since IPL. This is
Should be
this
the
is just
opposite, really. It should be the opposite, really.
exactly,
That's. I mean, I have never
exactly,
seen an
exactly.
Indian player skip IPL because they want to play domestic circuit and they want to improve their game for the test series upcoming after IPL. I've never seen that. And I need to see some courageous faces saying that no, I won't play IPL this time. That okay, I won't play IPL this time because I have to have the bigger picture at hand. I have to see test cricket because I feel like that will get you more respect than the paycheck. I think there's enough money in playing first class cricket and international cricket that will suffice your livelihood. IPL you can play once or twice in five, like once or twice upon 2 3 years, and you'll get the sufficient money because you're that kind of a classy player. If you're in the international side in a test squad, you can never be ignored in IPL. Except like Chatishwar Pujara because he's a complete different ball game. But as a bowler, a test match bowler can really play T20 cricket at any time because if you're bowling at good lengths, again it's very hard for technically for a batter to get out of it. So you have to again reverse it because if you can't set your priorities straight, India won't be as dominant again because T20 cricket is really the dominant format right now. And to focus on the really two formats, you need to take some big steps. You have to see some gutsy players saying that okay, no, I want to focus on my own game. Then I'll going to play into international cricket, and then I'm going to come back to IPL if there's any necessity at all. Like if suppose the T20 World Cup is coming, you're a test bowler. Okay, now I'm going to play IPL. That will help my bank account. It will help my technique as well to come forward for a T20 World Cup. Simple. You have to take those kind of steps. So yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm really happy that we had this kind of healthy debate with each other as to what could be the solution for Indian cricket and forward, rather than just focusing on just how to sack Gambhir. I feel like I've talked about how we should completely remove Gambhir, etc. Yes, you do, no problem sacking, but just sacking one person won't help. Sacking everyone is gives everyone a good feeling, but it won't help. You have to find solutions, right? One person gonna find a solution. A whole board has to do, and we have to find reforms of the whole board to do so. So thank you, Tony, for joining me today. We had a healthy debate and a lot of talks about different stuff. So really good stuff to talk about, and we hope that Indian cricket gets better. What do you think?
Well, that's the only thing we are hoping for. Like ever since I will end this like this only. Ever since Gambhir has joined, all we have been doing is hoping for Indian cricket to get better.
Yeah, I mean, see, of course, all said and done, Gambhir is not the ideal test coach for India. That's what I feel as well. But find solutions because this should be a wake up call for every stakeholder that is there. And that is what our call is. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Stay tuned for more CNE videos upcoming, and we'll get back with you soon with another topic. Till then, bye bye. Good night, friends.